It is an honor to be here tonight, Dan, for that heartfelt introduction. Dan has worked for the Valley Cats for 15 years as an usher. If you've been to a game and you see him rolling around, that's the sham wow. So, he's a true ambassador for the game of baseball. Keep firing the rock, Dan. Thank you, Rennie, for your tireless work with the New York State Baseball Hall of Fame. Congratulations to tonight's inductees, current members of the New York State Baseball Hall of Fame. Your contributions to the game of baseball and achievements are exceptional. We all share a common bond in the baseball community. Also, we share a responsibility to preserve our national pastime. Especially happy for inductee Gary Perrone, longtime New York Penn League executive. We spent many hours at the winter meetings in New York Penn League meetings commiserating about the minor leagues. Still trying to get my arms around how a guy who spent 32 years in single-A baseball and 2 years in indie ball gets a seat at the table of the New York State Baseball Hall of Fame. My dad once said, there are more ways to get home. There's more than one way to get home, Rick. My interest in baseball came at a very young age from my parents, Joan and Tom Murphy, in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. They were both sports enthusiasts. They encouraged my siblings and myself to participate in team sports, especially baseball. My parents felt that sports provided an avenue to learn life skills like teamwork, commitment, accountability, and perseverance. These attributes we apply to everyday life to become a better person. Our family grew up 2 miles from Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Professional baseball was a big part of the community. On many nights, our family would go to Wacona Park and we would watch Eastern League AA baseball. My brother and I, Joe, we'd be shagging foul balls in hopes of getting a few autographs. Another memory I had growing up in Pittsfield was going to Bessie Clark department store in downtown Pittsfield. As a kid, we'd get our baseball equipment for the next season around the holidays. And we experienced the thrill of having Mark Belanger, 8-time Gold Glove recipient who played for the Baltimore Orioles. And in the off-season back then, he worked at Bessie Clark, and he would fit you for that perfect glove. Imagine being a little leaguer and going to Bessie Clark and putting on a glove that was fitted by Mark Belanger. You immediately thought that you were going to be a good defensive player. My journey into professional baseball began in Little Falls, a small community in upstate New York, with the Little Falls Mets in 1988. Back then, Kevin Elster and Todd Hundley were on that team, and they eventually went on to have successful major league careers. After 1 year, the team moved to my hometown in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. What a thrill. We spent 12 years in Pittsfield. It was nice to catch up with Ethan Wilson earlier today. I tell everybody the story about Ethan Wilson. There are only 2 people that went from short season A baseball to the major leagues in 1 year. Doc Gooden and Ethan Wilson. Ethan Wilson was working in our media relations department. And Jay Horowitz was reaching out to the affiliates at that time to get some additional media relations support because the Mets were going to the postseason. So he reached out. Ethan was available. We sent him down to Shea Stadium. Ethan Wilson never came back. That's how good Ethan Wilson is. After 12 years in Pittsfield running the Mets and the Astros at Wacona Park, the opportunity to bring professional affiliated baseball to Troy, New York was realized in 2002 with the construction of a new stadium, referred to as the Joe, after Senator Joe Bruno secured the funding for the project. Our goal when we entered the capital region was to build a brand that was sustainable long term. And we realized at that time, in order for us to be successful, we needed to be a good community partner. We needed to create a memorable experience for our fans, both on and off the field. We needed to provide outstanding customer service, hire the right people, and it's all about the people. Everybody knows that. And make sure you have the best mascot in the game. And if we could accomplish those initiatives, we felt that we could create fans for life. Walt Disney once said, whatever you do, do it well. Do it so well that people want to see you do it. And they'll want to come back. And when they do, they'll bring others to see how well you do it. In our office, it's often said, Disney on a budget. It is a budget when you're in the minor leagues. Having recently celebrated our 20th anniversary at the Joe, we've shared a number of successes. We've had 3 New York Penn League championships, 8 Steadler Division titles, hosted 2 New York Penn League All-Star games, sent over 100 players to the major leagues. We've had 3 World Series MVPs right here in the Capital Region. Ben Zobrist, George Springer, and Jeremy Pena. It was so gratifying to see Jeremy Pena in his presser after the World Series championship game mention that he got his start in Tri-City. He referred back to 2018 when we won the New York Penn League championship there, and he said winning starts at the minor league level. It really touched our heart when we heard that. We've had Silver Sluggers play at the Joe. Jose Altuve, George Springer, J.D. Martinez. We even had a Cy Young Award winner in Dallas Keuchel. And we've had numerous All-Stars. 7 former Valley Cat players were on the 2022 World Series championship team. But I've always felt that our greatest impact of the Valley Cat organization came off the field. We welcomed and entertained over 2.7 million fans over the last 20 years. We were named Baseball America's Organization of the Year for Short Season A. We renovated over 40 fields in the Capital Region through our 4 and 24 program. We've donated over $5 million in goods and services to the Capital Region, and we volunteered hundreds of hours to local nonprofits. That's really where we've made our mark over the last 20 years. A special thanks to the Gladstone family for the opportunity and the partnership. Thank you to the Valley Cat staff, full-time and seasonal, past and present, for their unwavering commitment to the Valley Cat brand over the years. Especially over the past 2 years, when Major League Baseball and the Commissioner's Office decided that the Capital Region didn't deserve an affiliated team. We persevered. Thank you to Chris Chines, Maggie Stalter, former Valley Cat front office staff members, for joining us tonight. Thank you to our current staff in attendance, Vice President and General Manager Matt Callahan. He's with his wife Maggie. Matt does a phenomenal job. Ed Krajewski, Sam Kinham, Nick Rumsey, Jacob LaChapelle, Mike Springstead, the best mascot in the New York Penn League and the minor league, well, best mascot in all of minor league baseball. Dan Carubia, Bill Kane, and Ed Casino. Thank you very much for your continued support. A special thanks to the Murphy family. Thanks to my cousin Tom and his wife Michelle for joining us here tonight for the induction ceremony. My wife Jackie, at home she's referred to as Super Jack. At the ballpark she's our director of fun. From day one she's embraced this lifestyle and is always my voice of reason. You guys out there know that. And before I close, I know there's a lot of scouts out here, right? Brantley Bell, Carson McCusker, right? These are guys you got to look up for next year. Brad Zuniga. These guys said, I tell you what, you got to come out and watch these guys. Even if you look at the analytics, Carson McCusker hit a ball over the co-gen plant. For everybody that's been to the Joe, that doesn't happen every day. That doesn't happen every day, but it happened last summer at the Joe. Give him a shot. He deserves it. In closing, thank you very much for this honor, and I'm extremely grateful. As we say, vamos gatos. Ready?